Samsung Display, the part of Samsung that makes screens, is now hoping Apple will help its foldable screen business succeed. That might sound strange, but here's why. Foldable phones just aren't selling as well as Samsung hoped. When Samsung launched the Galaxy Z Fold 6 and Z Flip 6, they thought millions of people would buy them. But things didn't go as planned. Samsung had expected to sell around 10 million units, but now they've lowered that number to only 7 to 8 million. And for next year's Fold 7 and Flip 7, Samsung thinks they'll only sell about 5 million units. That's a big drop. This slow demand is hurting Samsung Display, which has been depending on the success of foldable phones to grow. People in the tech world say Samsung doesn't think things will get better this year either. So instead of just relying on its own foldable phones, Samsung Display is now looking at Apple's long-rumored foldable iPhone as a possible lifeline. Samsung already supplies regular iPhone screens to Apple, and this partnership is strong. Now Samsung hopes that if Apple makes a foldable iPhone, they'll be the ones to make the screen for it too, and this could be a big deal. Rumors say Apple is working hard to make their foldable iPhone perfect. One key feature they're aiming for is a foldable screen with no visible crease. Right now, one of the biggest complaints about foldable phones is that annoying line in the middle where the screen folds. If Apple can remove that, it could change everything. A foldable phone without a crease would look much cleaner and be more appealing to everyday users. That's exactly what the market needs to grow. And Samsung Display could benefit a lot if Apple's foldable phone becomes popular, because they'd likely be the main supplier of those special screens. Experts believe Apple might launch the foldable iPhone as early as 2026. That would come right after the iPhone 17 Air, which is expected in 2025. If Apple's foldable does well, it could make more people interested in foldable phones in general. And that could also help Samsung sell more of its Galaxy Z foldables, especially to Android users who don't want an iPhone. So if things go well, this could be a win-win for both companies. Apple would bring new attention to foldable phones, and Samsung would profit by selling the screens, even if they're going into Apple's phones. If foldable phones become more popular, Samsung's own foldables might finally see the sales boost they've been waiting for. But this also shows a big problem for Samsung's mobile team. If Apple makes a foldable phone that everyone loves, Samsung's Galaxy Z phones could be forgotten. Yes, Samsung Display would still make money, but Samsung as a phone brand might fall behind. To stay in the game, Samsung might need to make big changes. That could mean lowering prices, making their software better, or adding new hardware features that Apple doesn't have. If Samsung can offer something different and exciting, it could still win over fans. Right now, everyone is watching to see what Apple does next. Will they really launch a foldable iPhone? Will it be as amazing as people expect? And can Samsung keep up? Only time will tell, but one thing is clear. The foldable phone race is heating up, and the next few years are going to be very interesting.